Guys, welcome back to the channel. So today is our follow-up video where I talked about working out in the off season. Today I'm actually going to get into the recommended exercises that I'm giving. Now, as a disclaimer, I am not a personal trainer. What I'm showing you is what I have learned over the umpteen years of working out. And, you know, obviously being a researcher, I always looked at what Arnold did, even though I kind of wanted to be big like Arnold, but my body is not built that way. So what I'm looking at and what I'm talking about is what I have used in the gym to stay fit and in good condition. And we're not doing anything golf specific. There are programs out there like the TPI certification that is specific to golf and your body. You can find anyone on the internet near you that is TPI certified. There are different levels of nutrition and all sorts of great stuff that TPI, which is the Titleist Performance Institute, has put together to make golfers healthier. So today what we're talking about is just core exercises and what you can do to get stronger. Again, my focus is on people that are aging, but this will work for anyone of any age. So remember, the different segments were chest, tries, back, buys, legs, calves, abs, and shoulders. So let's start off with chest and tries, because that is a group that I'm going to put together for a one-day exercise. You can group them as much as you want depending upon how many reps and how much time you have. That is totally customizable based on what you want. If you want additional input, you can certainly reach out to me on my Instagram under Chasing the Tour. So let's jump right in and talk about chest. Now, the chest is kind of built into three different sections. There's your upper chest, there's your middle chest, and a lower chest. And it's really as simple as breaking it up into different angles. Now today what I'm showing you is I'm going to show you without weights and I'm going to show you with weights. So if you have a bench, a great bench to use for this, whether you have one or not, you can go out and get this, I think maybe for 60 bucks. You can also get it on Facebook Market. I am a big proponent of Facebook Market because everybody's always getting rid of stuff. But if you can find a bench where you can adjust it on the side here, so I can use different angles. So if I'm wanting to work the upper chest, I'm going to have it at an upper angle. If I'm going to work on the mid chest, it's here, and then the lower chest is down here. Now, workout tips: never do the exact same exercise every time. Your body actually will get used to that exercise and the growth won't be as much. So you want to mix it up every time you work out, so you can actually break it up to where either in the same workout you do upper, mid, lower chest, or you can work out on Monday with upper chest, work out on the next Monday with the middle chest, and so forth. So break it up however you need to, but let's jump right in. So don't let your ego get in the way of working out. When you are lifting next to someone that's been working out for a long time, if you're at a gym, they're going to be picking up some heavy weights and you're like, I don't want to look like a wimp. So you grab some dumbbells that are just too darn heavy for what you're trying to do, and you're going to lose good form. So key item, form. Use good form. And let's talk about form. And let's talk about just the middle chest with dumbbells. All right, so I'm going to set the bench up to the center setting. Okay, and for this demonstration, I am just going to use some 20-pound dumbbells because I want to work on my form. When we're talking about the chest press, sometimes I'll wiggle my fingers just to let it set in the hand in the right spot. So starting off, we're just going to come down to where our arm is parallel to the ground, and we're going to push up. Now, one of the things that you can do to add a little more rotation to your inner chest is as you're pushing up, you rotate. And so that will give a little bit extra squeeze. And you're just going to pump out about 10 to 12 reps. And so that is working on your chest. Now also, as I'm rotating like that, you will see that you are starting to use your tricep on that rotation, which is another reason I like that. I try to pair my workouts as closely as I can to each other. So let's say that you don't have a bench and you don't have dumbbells, you have no weights at home. We're just going to do a simple push-up. Now, push-ups, real nice and easy. We're just going to put our hands to where it's just slightly wider than my shoulder, right? And the key is I'm trying to keep my back and my legs in alignment as I'm doing the push-up. And it's as simple as just down and up. Now, I do like to wear a hat when I do push-ups because I don't want to get any further than my brim down. If you get too far down, then you start engaging your shoulders and you start losing that focus on the muscle. So another key, when you're working out, focus on using the muscle that you're training. So you can actually add more resistance just by squeezing that muscle more. So I can get a good workout with 20-pound dumbbells, which is only 40-pound press. Now, I could go out and put 25s on a bar and end up doing bench press of 135 or whatever I want to do. But we're looking just to build a good solid base muscle. With push-ups, you can actually change the different angles by going wider. So if I want to work more on the outside of my push-up, I can widen my hands. And if you go and form a triangle with your hands and you do a press like this, you'll actually work out your triceps at the same time as you're working out your inner chest, right? And I didn't talk about that. I talked about the upper chest, the middle chest, the lower chest. This will actually work on that inner chest. All right, so if you don't have a bench, let's talk about different styles of push-ups you can do and how to hit those same angles, as well as throw in some little exterior, pec, interior. So initially, your push-up, you want to go just slightly wider than shoulders. And the key is you want to keep a good angle. So as I'm doing a push-up, I am keeping my back and legs in alignment, and I'm just down and up. And I do like wearing a hat when I'm doing push-ups because that allows me to not go any further than the brim. I don't want to overextend and get into my shoulders when I'm doing push-ups. I want to focus on my chest. So when you're doing a push-up, stay nice and even. The different things you can do as far as adding some different angles, you can go narrow. So since this is chest and tris day, I can go narrow like this, kind of form a triangle with my hands. And as I come together, I can do a push-up that way, and that's going to work on my triceps at the same time. So the way to hit different areas with your chest is you can use a bench, a chair, anything, and do an angled push-up, which is also easier. And it's the same form, right? You're wanting to keep a good solid line, focus on your muscle. And to switch this around and hit that lower pec, I'm just going to put my feet up on it, like so. And then you're going to hit your lower pec. Now, with triceps, there's it's the horseshoe in your arm. That is your tricep. And one of the easy ways to do this is get two items that are the same height. And if you set them just to where they're separated, you can easily just do down and up, push, right? And so that's going to work out your tricep. Again, the slower you go, the more tension it puts on your tricep. And you can also take your dumbbell. If you are strong and want to add more, just set it in your lap. And then you can pump out tricep extensions. Another option is you can actually use a bench or a chair and just use one. You don't have to use two. The nice thing about using the two beside each other is you can get a little bit deeper. You can get good form here by putting yourself away from whatever surface you're on, and you're just doing the extension. The key to good form here is I'm trying to keep my arms tucked into my body, right? So as I go down, I'm just keeping tucked. Again, you can put weight on your lap to add a little more resistance. So again, you'll see my elbows. Well, you actually don't see my elbows because I'm keeping them in. And that's the key to this. Don't flare them out because that starts bringing in your shoulders, and we want to avoid that. So chest and tris wrapped up. Okay, so let's talk about back. And we're going to start with, what do I do if I have weights? I'm going to select a heavier, it's usually a heavier weight for this motion. Now this is an exercise that combines both your biceps and your back, and what you're focused on is staying nice and stable, and you're just pulling up. Now as you're pulling up, you want to feel that pull in your back, and as you get a little bit higher, it's going to transition more to your bicep, and we're just going to go 10, 12 easy reps, and that's all we're doing for the back. Now from the side, this is how it looks. Again, I'm going to just kind of lean more forward to where this arm is over my hand, and I'm just keeping it in, right? Keeping the elbow against my side again, and I'm just nice and easy reps. And this is only 20 pounds. I could do 45 easy, but I'm focused on form, and I'm focused on the muscle that I'm trying to work. Okay, so the next exercise we're going to work on, now that we have our backs, which is extremely important in the golf swing, we're going to talk about the biceps. Now, the key about biceps is I like to sit down. You can get a chair. This bench actually sets up because when you're trying to lift your arms, a lot of times you get into cheating. And what I mean by that is, you've probably seen these guys in the gym. They're really trying to swing them up. I don't want that. I want you to go down and wait, because what we want to focus on is your weight starting low. And as you come up, and I'm going to do these one hand at a time. As you come up, you're just doing slow reps. You don't have to do heavy reps to get in a good workout. I'm going to keep saying that with everything we're doing today. So you'll see that I'm actually, as I'm coming up, I'm rotating my hand in. And what that does is it helps basically change the different angles from the front of the bicep to the back of the bicep. And as you're changing angles, it actually hits your entire bicep versus just a certain area of it. And from the side, it just looks like this. One, and then rotate to the other side. You see how I am rotating the dumbbell. Now remember, I want to pick a weight to lift it around 10 or 12 times. So, start off with something light and then kind of work your way up until you can get 12 full reps in. And then if you can get anywhere from 8 to 12, that's what you want your target to be. And that wraps up back and your buys. Now, let's talk about legs. Yeah. Okay, so legs, the most uncomfortable thing that I do, because I don't like the feeling after working out legs, which is also why my legs are so darn scrawny. It is what it is. Still have power, right? So using a kettlebell, we're going to just do some squats. Now, we're not having to get crazy, and we really want to pay attention to our knees and make sure we're not overworking it. So pick a good weight for you that doesn't make you have to shift your legs around to make a good rep. And all we're doing is we're just going down, tapping the ground, hovering, and then go back up. Now from the side, looking forward, keeping a back straight as we go down, you can see I'm kind of squatting over it to where my knees are not back here. My knees are kind of over my toes, if not a little bit further out. And it's just up and down. Nice and easy. You don't have to get crazy. And really listen to your body, right? Because I used to have an issue after a car wreck where I would go down and this knee would cave in because I didn't have the strength to support it. So pay attention to your body. Make sure you're just doing nice, easy reps. Stay looking up. Don't look down. Stay looking forward. And just do nice, easy reps. If we don't have weights, we can find anything in your household that has any kind of a weight to it that has a handle. You can use a 5-gallon bucket, a 1-gallon bucket, put some weight into it. You may need to wrap it with something just so it's not hard on your hands. This is super easy, but it's the same principle, right? So I'm just going to use just like a weight. And there are all sorts of different items around your house that you'll be able to utilize for that, and use this just like I was showing you with the kettlebell. Now with the squats, we're working on our hamstrings to give you that power. This is more going to be hitting the hamstrings. So all we're doing is we have weights in our hands. Again, be smart. You may not even have weights in your hands, but all we're going to do is step forward to where your knee does not pass your ankle. And we're just going to go down and up. Now, if you want to, you step back and do the other one. Or you can just go down and just kind of press, stay there, press up, and then switch and do the same. Now, from the side, here's what that looks like. Again, I'm not going to go out far. I'm just going to go where my knee does not pass my ankle, and I'm just going to go down and up. Paying attention to my form, because this is where you can mess your back up as well as your legs, and we don't want to do that with golf. That's your base, hamstring, quads. Now let's talk about calves, because in the golf swing, when you're pressing up, that little up motion, that's where your calves come into play. So calves are super easy. You can do that with any weight or no weight. We'll just grab 20s here. And I'm going to grab something to hold on to just to keep my balance. And all I'm going to do with weight in one hand is I'm going to lift my other foot and kind of wrap it around behind. And all I'm doing is pressing up. Just nice and easy. This is where you can do 12 to 15 reps because it's a smaller muscle, which means you usually use more reps to deal with smaller muscles. From the front, again, I'm just doing an extension. From the back, it looks like this. And it's not a race. This is not a race. All we're doing is trying to get used to working out again. All right, so shoulders. This is where it's really nice to have a bench. And my shoulders are very tight and weak. So I'm very cautious because I had a shoulder injury when I was in high school and it's never gone away. Thank heavens I don't have to have it shoulder replaced. But this is just simply kind of an upside down T. And all I'm doing is I'm pressing and I'm rotating again. And as I'm doing this, I'm not coming down any lower than this. And I want to focus on the back of my shoulder. Just like so. Now, from the side, how it looks is my goal is to keep my arm in alignment, keep my elbow and my hands in the same line, and just press up just like that. And there's that rotation as you go to the top. And that is going to be a great exercise for speed training. So when I'm doing shoulders this direction, that's going to hit your front delt. You can get your side delts kind of like flapping like a bird. And from the side, it looks like that. And to get your rear delts, you can just bring your dumbbell up and pour a pitcher of beer or a pitcher of water, if that's what you choose. All I'm doing is rotating. I'm not really moving a lot outside of just pouring this pitcher of water out. And then that will get your complete shoulder structure. So you're getting all of your delts and then you're getting your shoulders. Now let's get down and look at the abs. All right, so your abs, you're kind of separated by kind of the upper abs, the lower abs, and then you have your obliques. That's kind of how I differentiate between my core. Your obliques is going to be very helpful in hitting it further, as well as your core abs. So one of the things that I do is I'm just going to hold my legs up, and if I can't, I can put them on a bed, I can put them on a chair, and all I'm going to do with my arms out is just go to each knee on the opposite side. And so what that's doing is that's hitting both your oblique, which is the obliques are here on the side, and then it's also hitting the other ab on the other side. So that's all I'm doing. So feet are in the air. I'm going to come back, chicken wing looking thing, and across over to my knee. And that's going to hit my obliques a little bit. And if I want to hit the obliques more, just find the right angle for you guys. I can actually rotate my knees over, and same kind of structure with the arm. And I'm just going to bend up from the front. It looks like this. And I like putting my hand here just to feel the oblique working, because I want to focus on that muscle. You can do a whole lot of other muscles in this position and lose track of what you're trying to focus on. So right here, I'm just going up. You don't have to go up high. You just go up until you feel the tension in your oblique. So I'm just going to press out 12 reps here. And then I'll switch sides and do the same to the other side. So that is getting your abs, your obliques, all in one. Guys, thanks for following along. Thanks for checking out this video about exercise. You will see such a noticeable difference, not only in your golf game, but in your life. So many of us are stuck in a chair all day for work, and we become sedentary, and we start having issues with our hips and all of that because we're just in that same position. Throw in some yoga. When I first thought about doing yoga, I was like, dude, I am not gonna go hang out with a bunch of women doing yoga. I actually religiously did yoga. Nicole Wilt, which is also with the ABCs. I'll add a link below for them. She actually has worked with me a long time on my yoga when I was in Kansas City. Has a phenomenal channel. Follow along with that. But get your body loose and strong. It's going to make the game more fun. It's going to make you healthier. You're going to feel better every day. Guys, thanks for following along. Doing this off-season workout all year is perfect. Throw in some of those fancy golf exercises you see on Instagram. Hit me up if you have any questions. Leave a comment below. We'll talk to you later. Keep it findable.